You need to see the bounce that we are taking this morning and where we are finding a little bit of resistance coming in, because that can be critical for what happens today in the market. So check it out. We're going to hit up Nvidia. We'll hit up Tesla, Bitcoin in this, of course, SPY, IWM, and QQQ. And then I also want to toss in DJT at the end of this one. So keep an eye out. It's going to be pretty incredible. So take a look at this. Here we go. Technicals for Nvidia. We are looking at the hourly chart because I really want to see where the pre-market's taken us. And when we ended the week last week, we were right down here in the bottom part of support. We actually came up and touched the top part of this, and that happens to be right around 105. As a matter of fact, the high was 104.90 in the pre-market so far, and you can see we're actually catching a bounce in here. So far, that bounce off the bottom of support, good. We do need to break 105 to get up in this area up here and have room back up to about 108. So that's what we're looking for. For today, we need to break that 105 to have room to 108. 108 was a pretty strong rejection for us the last 3 times. Getting back up above that would be very, very significant. If we are able to get back up above there, we have room up to 112. So for Nvidia, that part can look pretty shiny now. However, if we fail to break 105, that's something that can send us back down through support, and then we start looking for these lower price targets. By the way, about price target 3 down here, sitting at $95 per share. That's if we get down that low, which is about where we find this trend line, which would be like that'd be today if we hit 95. But the support happens to be right around 95, and as time goes on, that support line should treat us pretty darn well. So we actually have a fair amount to fall through. If we were to see Nvidia go lower to the upside of this, we also have 118 and 122. By the way, notice the free flow area that we have up in here, that we just have a little bit of room to keep on rising and adjust that just a little bit. There we go. So there's the 118 to the top side of this. So that's the price targets. I'll shrink these up so you can see them all on the same screen. And then if you need to refer back to these later, you can. These shouldn't move very much unless we get some massive movement that takes us way outside of any of these that I have already. But this is what I'm looking for, and what we should be watching out for today and this week is watching to be able to break through resistances and travel back up after the big sell that we've had recently. For Nvidia, maybe we spend a little bit of time retracing. We're just going to have to watch and see if we do get rejected, the lower price targets are on here. So let's break over there over to Tesla from there. And I updated a little bit. I added this resistance line at about 215.68. We're going to be watchful for that in the pre-market hours. We're just about there right now. So let's shrink down to the hourly chart so we can see intraday, because you'll see with the added technical that was on there, that's what we're currently butting heads against right now. So up above 215.68, that gives us room to about 221 to 222. We want to be watchful for that. And then up above that is 224. And we have to break up above that before we really get a lot of that free flow area in here up to about 228 or 229. Now, if Tesla gets rejected instead to the downside of this, we have 210. And then we have a very narrow range in there, 210 to about 955, 209.55. And then we could fall all the way down to 206. That's if we get rejected off this resistance. Watch for that support to hold up for us right around 210. If we break through this instead, look for 222, 221 to 222 happen. This resistance line, by the way, is 221.57. That's why I kind of say on either side of that. And you can see that happen before, that happened resistance for us, that happened as support for us, that also happened for a short time as support again before we fell down through it. And you can see why this area didn't really have much in the way of support or resistance in there, because we just fell right down through it. And these technicals were drawn before that had taken place. So we know that so far that they're holding up pretty well. And I do anticipate them to hold up over time. By the way, you can see the rejections that we got over here for the significant resistance that we had to the upside. So I expect that to continue to be resistance for us if we get back up there in the near future. By the way, on the daily chart, you'll see the price targets that I have for Tesla. So if you want to screenshot these, like I said, for Nvidia, you can do it for Tesla as well. It looks like I need to expand that a little bit for a little bit of my updated drawings. There we go. So 200, you'll notice, is just a little bit above this green support area. I have that psychological support in there as well. So let's move over to Bitcoin, because I said last week when I made my video, I said what we're looking for on this red candle right here is a long bottom wick. I said that's where we found it before. So far we found it again. We're heading back up. Price target 1. This could be trouble for us at 55,879. We need to break up above that to have a shot at about 57.6. is the next line that we have up above there, and that where I have critical support. I'm going to switch that up to say critical resistance, and since now it's to the upside on this one. Resistance. Oh my goodness, typing is tough this morning. There we go, we got it. And we're going to change it red because it is resistance at this point in time. There we go. So that's what we need to watch out for. If we're able to break up above this price target that we already hit, and we hit this price target 2, we did not hit price target 3. So far, we found support in that. And now, mind you, these trend lines that I have in here, these are just ideas. This bottom one especially, because right now I only have 2 touches on it. Although if I were to extend it backwards, we might have more. This top one, I think, is the one that we need to be more concerned about right now, and especially what we have for the Fibonacci level that's up here at about 55,879, like I have, and then watch that resistance to the top side. That could be definitely a very strong turnaround spot for us. So let's get to DJT, because this one's also pretty exciting. So this is the daily chart that we're looking at. Here, let me bring in some of the price targets on this one. This one has some selling pressure coming as the lockout period expires from when it was a SPAC, from the reverse merger, and having those early investors not being able to sell right away as soon as DJT were to hit the market. Well, September 19th is the earliest date that any selling that is going to happen can happen. And you can see the bottoming, you can see the support area that I had, and you can see the 2 price targets that I have to the top and to the bottom on this thing. I do have a call option that I took out last week, and in the pre-market hours we're up above 18. I thought this could be bottom for us. I don't know if it is or not, but so far it's panning out that way. That call option, I'll probably cash in on today. We'll see how it treats us. In the pre-market, by the way, we actually hit the price target that I had on this one. Now, mind you, I like to see it during the regular trading hours. Now, mind you, this didn't. So that we have thin-ish volumes, although it is pretty substantial compared to what we had in previous pre-market and post-market trading. So that volume could be a good sign for us that we start to see some upward pressure on this one that really holds during the regular trading hours, where I can cash in on that option. And so yeah, we'll see if we make it up to that $21 price tag. If we did, that would be incredible. That would be maybe a 2 to 3xer for me for that call option. We'll see if it plays out that way. And let's get to the indices now. SPY, you can see we're getting up into this area now, which since we fell down through it during our last trading day, I'm actually going to color that red, and we're getting a red background because that is resistance for us now. Resistance at about 544 in the pre-market. We're getting up in there. The top of this is about 546. We have free float above that to 550. Down below, there's actually a few things that are in here. One, there's actually a line I can extend this to about 543.49, and then there's another one in here, 0.786 of 541. So you can see we actually had some trouble in there before, and we actually opened up above that today and had that float to this. So we'll see if we get some recovery in SPY. So to the bottom side of this, the top of this support that I have is 538. And like I said, the resistance to the upside, 550. So over to the Qs, well, 454.95. So about 455 on this is where we have that resistance line. Color that red for you. There we go. Since we're down below it. Again, that last trading day really wrecked us. Really took a lot of the support and wiped it out and turned it into resistance. And we're a bit of a very near-term bearish channel on this one. So breaking up above that is a very bullish thing, by the way. 463.53 is what we're looking at to the upside. To the downside, we'll see if we have the support holding right around 449. We caught it in the after hours last week at about 446. The bottom of it is about 443, and then after that is 440 is the next part of that. And we actually there's a lot of support that's down in there. So September, October, whatever, we'll see if we get that pressure that sends us down that way. But like I said, there's no shortage of support for a little while in the near future here anyway. And then to the upside on this, a little bit of chop that's there as well. And now, mind you, we're actually not that far off. I know it feels like a lot, but this is an hourly chart. And if we go out to something like a monthly chart, we'll pardon the mess here. We'll actually hide that for a moment. There we go. You can see with the longer time horizons, I mean, it feels super painful right now, given the month that we've had so far, that just for the month, we're down almost 6%. We're definitely down off the peak by quite a bit more. Feels pretty painful, but in a longer scheme of things, if you're a longer term investor, that 11.25% down right now should turn out to be something that's sort of temporary. Even if we do head down a bit further, I think there's a big amount of support that comes in here from about 384 up to about 402. So if we hit like a super gross time of sell-off, I think that would be a major bounce area that we would see on that one. Just a quick stop by the daily chart on this. We're still up above the 200. Watch for that 200. That could be very, very critical for us, whether we're bouncing there. We haven't gotten there yet since the carry trade, and you can see the bounce that we had. Falling down through it is what we really want to watch out for. If we fall down through, get rejected, we hit our heads on it, then we can possibly head further south. So we really do want to be watchful on the cues. IWM up above resistance here as well. Another one that I need to change the color coding on because we just fell so quickly down through that. So let me change a couple colors for you, and that will mark them better as resistance for us. Come on, Dr. Stock, you can do this. There we go. That's the one that we need. Some of these things are so hard for me to click on. There we go. Not coordinated. So there's the resistance that we're looking at about 208, 209. And then, when we look to the bottom side of this, down to the downside, we found support before right around 206.48. As a matter of fact, in the after hours, what do we hit? Let me see. Low price. There we go. Low price 206.60, so 12 cents above what I had for support on here. So not bad at all. Resistance to the top side we're testing out right now. And there's a bunch of solid resistance to the top side on IWM. Getting up above 209 is going to be very significant, even more significant probably than getting up above 210 would be closing up above 209 today. Closing up above 210 would actually be very, very comfortable. If we do get rejected, we have a free fall, like I said, down to about 206. Up above 210 takes us up to about 212. So, guys, if you like my technicals, if you want to see my buys and sells, you can do so by using that link down in the description for the Patreon. Click on that, sign up, head on over to the Discord. Got a lot of awesome guys over there. Join the community. See those buys and sells. See my technicals before they hit YouTube. And also, if you want to learn to do technical analysis trading like I do, you can find a link for that down in the description for Stockmo Academy. Click on that, sign up, get access to the bread recipe, learn about it, learn how to set it up, learn how to trade with it. There's also a community that goes along with that as well. And you guys can get access with a huge discount by using my discount code that's down in the bottom, Dr. DOCTOR. Massive savings on that one by using that coupon code. All of these things support the channel. Mind you just watching this is also a nice help supporting the channel. Those YouTube memberships, I have them ready to go. They're approved, and can't wait to drop those to you guys as well. For those of you who like YouTube memberships, they will be available to keep me coming back day in, day out on YouTube here with more updates on stocks with the technicals that I have for you. Guys, thanks for watching. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, that learning is earning, and we'll see you in the next video.